Hey guys, whether you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, this is sort of one of those like Trudeau 2.0, like point 0.5 sort of videos where it's like I'm not really completely bashing on Trudeau, but at the same time, yeah, I am. So, there, to anyone outside of Canada who is not aware of this, Justin Trudeau has put forward a bill, Bill C-63, the Online Harms Act. And from what a lot of people here in Canada have discussed about it, and a lot of the way the bill is described, it very much comes off like thought crime or doublethink from George Orwell's 1984. And for anybody who's in Gen Alpha and Gen Z, I highly recommend you read those books, Animal Farm and 1984 by George Orwell, and then look around and see how similar the book is. Anyway, so I want to try and go into some of the ideas, or my thoughts on some of the ideas, and how it's comparable to 1984. Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to have a little energy drink. Certainly fucking need it. Right, so to Gen Z and Gen Alpha, let me define to you guys what the words thought crime and doublethink are, just so you're aware of it. So thought crime, it's the politically unorthodox thought that contradicts the tenets of INSOC, or English socialism, that was described in the book. So how this compares to Trudeau's bill, and this also ties into doublethink as well, but I'll define doublethink in a minute. How it ties into Trudeau's bill is the idea of, like, within the bill, you as a content creator can be put in jail for a lifetime sentence or under house arrest for the mere idea of, I think this is a thought for a video, or this is an idea I'm thinking of doing for a video. I'm not actually going to act on this thought, but it's just a thought. So somebody in buttfuck nowhere, I don't like, some other part of the country who's aware of your content can turn around and say, well, even though I'm not in the same country as this person, I can say that they're plotting to do a video about Trudeau or whatever, and it's gonna be bad and, get bad, or it's gonna reflect badly on our fearless leader Trudeau. Yeah, you know why I did that, because that's what I think of Trudeau. Anyway, let's get into what doublethink is. Doublethink. It's the process of indoctrination, which the subjects are expected to simultaneously accept two contradictory beliefs as truth. They're expected to believe it as truth as often as it conflicts with their own memory and or their own sense of reality. So I'll use some examples from the book, just so you guys are aware. So some of the quotes, like, to know is not to know. The very famous one that a lot of punks use to, spout their message: who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. And here's another one: war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is truth. And then one final one: we're a democracy, but democracy is impossible. Do you see how things are? And I've seen a lot of things in today's modern media where it's like, well, if we don't go to war, we don't fund the war, then we're funding terrorism. Or same thing. Let me think. Some of the things they say about Hamas and Israel, where it's like, Israel doesn't have the right to defend itself. It's like, but Hamas did the attack first, so yeah, they do have the legal right to defend themselves. But with doublethink, it's like, no, you're thinking wrong. Or here's another one. It's a potential made-up doublethink example, but it might help illustrate my point. The idea of Ukraine won the war. Ukraine beat the nuclear superpower that is Russia. And anyone who says differently is wrong, and they're a bigot. Do you see my point? Many other contradictory things. The idea, if you're in the LGBTQ plus thing, but you don't support the community, you're transphobic. How's that? Somebody tell me that. Do you know what I think? That is doublethink. And that's basically what this bill, if it gets passed, is doing. Thought crime. Doublethink. Because, to use a very famous Star Wars quote from Emperor Palpatine,
remember back to your early teachings. All who gain power are afraid to lose it.
So as Palpatine said, all those who gain power are afraid to lose it. Which is essentially what Trudeau is. Seeing his polling numbers are so abysmal. The Conservatives are basically creaming them. So Trudeau is so desperate for his power that he doesn't want to take a page out of his father's playbook and go for a long walk in the snow. Because what you Americans and people in the rest of the world need to understand is, like, for example, Donald Trump, who grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, Justin Trudeau is the same thing. Justin Trudeau grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. The difference, Donald Trump knows, he knows, hey, I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I want to help the American public. Like, whether he donates money from his own personal bank account or from what he did during his presidency, he'll only take $1 as a paycheck. Trudeau, on the other hand, is very much like the house that the Prime Minister lives in, which I will put the address right here, because that's like our version of the White House. So this house, basically Trudeau's birth home, the home that he was born and raised in when his dad was Prime Minister, he doesn't like it anymore. He's bought, going on like 6 brand new houses. And the fact that this house here, the house of the Prime Minister, this thing's so old, there's like black mold, it's basically, some of the pipes are rusting, it's not in good condition, it's not up to 2024 standards for what a house should be. But Trudeau, the guy who grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, is very much, I don't feel comfortable here. I want to go to my beach house. I want to go to my cottage up in cottage country. And then, I want to go down to my house in America. He's has like 20 different houses that he doesn't stay in. And he doesn't like live in as a residence. He is basically Canada's, most egocentric dictator. I know that a lot of people in my generation probably thought back in the day, people like Dalton McGuinty, Kathleen Wynne, Stephen Harper, back in the day when my generation was younger, we thought they were egocentric pieces of shit. Who knew that we would elect a dictator? Because here's my theory. My theory, he ran on the whole weed vote, and he got in. And when he legalized it, he probably thought, all these people I've, given free weed to are going to be too doped up to realize all these socialist, communist things that I'm bringing in. Let me tell you something, Trudeau. Even Cheech and Chong themselves, if they saw shit like this, no matter how stoned they were or will be, even they'd be like, hey, whoa, what the fuck is this? hold on. Why are you putting that there? Like, wait, why are you arresting that person for simply just peacefully protesting? Wait, why are you... Like, what did they do? They didn't do anything. They don't deserve to be locked in a house for lifetime? You're fucking kidding me. See my point? Now, by comparison to the other videos that I've done here on this channel, again, whether you're watching it on YouTube or Rumble, it doesn't really matter. If this bill gets passed, there's a possibility that what I'm saying right now, what I'm doing, what I'm trying to tell people, will be expunged by Trudeau. He will wipe it from the internet. Oh, Hedgehog Pratt? Who? Like, he doesn't exist. Like, I've never heard of that guy. What are you talking about? Even if you have video content to prove it, it'll simply just be denied. To anyone out there, whether you're from the UK, from America, heck, even if you're from North Korea, Russia, or China, as one Canadian, I'm asking, help Canada. And how might you ask? How do we help Canada? Invade the country and get Trudeau out of power and say, okay, we are removing you from power, Trudeau, because we are now in charge. We've invaded your country. And we're going to bring somebody from your country who can actually run this country, and they're going to be in charge. And maybe put a law in place stating that Trudeau's kids can't run as well. That'd be fucking great. That'd be great. As one Canadian to the world, please. So, I've gone on for about 12 minutes. Let's hope that this video doesn't get expunged or erased from the internet, and that people are able to help Canada. Because if this bill passes, Bill C-65, Canada will become a literal embodiment of George Orwell's 1984. To the rest of the world, please help. Please help Canada get Trudeau out of power. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully I don't get removed from history. Let's hope.
You once claimed that you have an ability to face unpleasant facts. Is that what you've demonstrated in 1984 by drawing an accurate portrait of the future?
I think that allowing for the book being, after all, a parody, something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.